All right, top money managers revealing their best ideas at the virtual Sohn San Francisco conference yesterday. One of them touting what he calls the Netflix of wine. Let's get to Leslie Picker with our CNBC exclusive. Hey, Les.
Hey, Scott. Yeah, that's right. Glenn Kacher, Light Street Capital CIO, is joining us now alongside Nick Devlin, Naked Wine's CEO. Thank you both so much for being here. Glenn, let's start with you because you gave a presentation last night, as Scott alluded to, calling Naked Wines the Netflix of wines. What do you mean by that? Why do you like this stock?
Yeah, well, Leslie, I'll start at the top. I mean, you only find opportunities like this, once every 2-3 years, where you can multiply your capital many times over, 5 to 10 years. We think this stock's a 4-bagger in 4.5 years and much better than a 10-bagger over 10 years. And as a result, we've bought 9.9% of the company. What's really amazing here is that Nick and his team have built an ecosystem of winemakers. That's the person that makes the wine, the sort of chef of the wine process. And he identifies the best winemakers in the world that want to make wines under their own brand name instead of working for a large winery. And so the company is able to become really an angel investor in those entrepreneurial wine efforts and then sell them exclusively to the members of the Naked Wine community that pay $40 a month and spend roughly $500 a year on wine. And so it's just an incredible business opportunity. It's incredible value for the consumer. It's an incredible value for the winemaker themselves to get into business without taking a lot of risk and make a wine under their name. And it's really similar to the evolution that we saw with Netflix, where Netflix went from originally they sold other people's wines. Nick and his team, they've been doing this for 13 years with independent winemakers. So they've got a huge head start in building a real moats around this business. And we're just incredibly excited about where this business is going over the next 10 years.
Nick, what's the total addressable market here? When you think about this type of product, it sounds like it's perfect for people who are, quote unquote, wine snobs. How much of those are out there that you think you could deliver on some of the prospects that Glenn was talking about, this being, a 4x quadrupling over the next few years or so? You really have to grow into that type of valuation and get a lot more customers.
The reality is we've got a business model that's perfect for the everyday wine-loving American. So we operate in the US, the UK, and Australia. Across that, we see an addressable market around 25 to 30 billion US dollars. The US is the biggest part of that. It's around 20 billion addressable market. And that's, everyday Americans who like to drink wine, spending $10 and up on a bottle. And that's before you think, longer term. I think there's an opportunity for this business as well and the model to stretch into other adjacent categories.